All right, all right, all right. Hey, welcome back to the security booth with your boy. I happy to have y'all here with me. Y'all already know I got a good gentleman right now sitting down with me in the booth. We're gonna get real with it, just chop it up. Hey, welcome to the booth, my man Tyrone. What's going on, my dude?
What's good? What's good, man? Thanks for having me in the security booth, man. I'm glad to be here.
Hey, straight up, man. It's always good to sit down with a good gentleman, man. You know what I'm talking about, and
Yes, sir.
just chop it up and keep it all the way real. I
That's the
remember
only
when I
way we
first,
can do
that's the only way we
it.
could do it, bro. That's it, man. 100%. I remember hearing you, boy. You was over there in the corner, just like doing your thing on the table. You know what I'm saying? Had the products and everything going. I'm just like, wow, bro. Like another one, another. That was like that was good looks to me. Like I'm like, man, another one. Another man
Yeah.
just in here doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? Had his family and all that. So I've always wanted to say, like, bro, I'd always admire like just you know what I'm saying, your style and how you've been carrying yourself, like real talk, like, you know what I'm
Man, appreciate it. Thank you, man.
saying?
Thank you for real.
For sure, many blessings. Well, you know, we as y'all can see, me and my boy, we done ran into each other a few times. So we got a little, you know what I'm saying, understanding and some closeness. But for my listeners, man, like let them know who Tyrone is and where you come from, dog.
Man, look, everybody, it's your boy, So my name is Tyrone, straight up, CEO of Lady Buzzy Citrus Products. Started that company back in 2019. And man, I'm straight from Chicago though. You know, the Windy City, straight from the hundreds, low end. When you really from Chicago, if anybody tell you they from a certain part, they lying. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So when you from Chicago, you from everywhere Chicago. You know what I'm saying? We ain't really gotta plant our foot down in one area. We really from everywhere because that's what we do. We spread around.
real
But
talk, real talk.
so I came down here, man. I've been down here in Dallas, Dallas Fort Worth, Texas area, man, since 2011. Just constantly trying to grow. You know what I'm saying? And elevate myself.
Blessing indeed. So let's talk about a little bit before we get more like the background story. Like what's your visual status?
So right now, man, so I was diagnosed with glaucoma when I was, man, 8 years old. And it started from there, progressed. I actually was diagnosed with advanced glaucoma. I was the youngest person in Chicago with advanced glaucoma. Dealt with
Wow.
that throughout the years. I could see for the pretty much, for the most part, but any youngin' growing up, we not taking no drops. We running around doing all, everybody trying to do what everybody else doing until they caught up with me.
Yeah.
I got so I was at a point in my life where I was basically out on the street, trying to make it.
Yeah.
When they got a job interview, got a new crib, same day. I went and picked up my little brother from one of his girlfriend house. Her brother had a BB gun and he shot me in my right eye. And that took my sight out of my right eye. So, along with the glaucoma, I'm totally blind on my right side, and then I got 2400 in my left vision. So,
Yeah.
my sight ain't never ever been, that good. I say about 2020 though, it just declined. So it declined to the point where it's like, man, everybody just shadows. So,
Mhm.
I still move around, but I move around at my pace.
Real talk, real talk. What age was you at when like all this started just like really declining like that?
Man, so I was 22 when I got shot in my eye, and I had to deal with that. I was 35 when
Oh, that
it really,
journey.
well, you understand, when it really just hit, like everybody became shadows. I tried to walk across the street one time, and I didn't even see a car coming at me, and I was like, wow, things changed up for me again. So I had to adapt.
Yeah, I had to adapt to it and keep it, keep that head up and keep stepping with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I likes the energy for sure, for sure. So hearing the story, like you had a lot going on. You was already like, what I'm saying, fending for your own,
Oh yeah.
man, going
Uh,
through like just different experiences. So like, how was your temperament at the time? Because I meet you now, bro, and I'm just like, bro, you so cool and just like chill, you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about? So
yeah.
like, yeah, how was that temperament at the time?
Man, it was a big decline because I'm a self-motivated person. You know, what I'm talking about, I think I'm the finest thing walking. So
I feel that.
ego, what I'm saying, ego high.
Yeah,
I try to stay clean. You know how we do it, stay laced up.
yes,
So
sir.
it just took me to a whole big low where you know I was already out my mama's house, so then I had to go back. So honestly, man, it was my mama that really helped me snap out of it because I was really down. I was so depressed, man. And then she just kept telling me like, "Boy, you know you fine. Boy, you know you fine. Stop saying that to yourself." You know what I'm saying? And I just kept listening to her, and she actually, man, picked me up so much. Well, I was like, I bet. I'm up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna walk
Real
up out this
talk.
door. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna give up on myself. I'm gonna get up out this door and make it happen again, just like this.
Yes,
So,
indeed.
it went from working a 9 to 5 to I was working the streets extra harder.
Mm.
So I won't let nothing stop me. Start working the streets extra harder, you know. Things change, so I changed.
You should, as you should. And that's what's up with it. Like, that's good to hear that you you know what I'm saying, had your mama like had that support system in the corner. Cause, you know, some of the boys out here, they, you know, I hear them, they tell their story, be like, man, don't nobody be telling me anything or nobody telling me nothing. I don't know which way to go or I don't know how to move on this. And so, you know, that's why we do this. Like to
Yeah.
you know, to hear these stories and to hear like, man, we all done been through it, my man. Like is either one person or it might not be nobody in that corner, you know what I'm talking about? But you just gotta put that foot forward and keep on stepping with it, bro. Like
Oh yeah.
that's
Oh
what we
yeah,
trying to
for
tell them,
real.
man. And
They gotta
that's
embrace the moment, man. Anybody you catch in your life, that's gonna really help you through it. Cause I did have a little team with me, so that really did help. You know what I'm saying? But see, I know how to play chess. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So I moved everybody the way they built. You know what I'm saying? I had a cousin that can run real fast, and then I had a little brother who quiet and he liked to see detailed. He liked to see everybody. He tell you anything that's walking, anything moving. You be like, man, I didn't even know how you catch that. You know what I'm saying? But he caught that. And then you have other guys that do other things too. So, at that time, I went from mom boost my courage up,
yeah,
but I still didn't have an I didn't care attitude. I never did humble myself. I never did do none of that until later in life. So that's a different story, but it's man, it ain't no joke.
real
For real.
talk, real talk. And you know that brings me to my next part because I was, you know, want to understand like so you went through early stage of a coma, then you had the incident with the BB gun, and so did you ever receive any training or anything like that to help with the visual impairment?
You know what? In Chicago, they do have they have a DARS program, that
Mhm.
was able to, they brought a guy to my house, teaching me independent living. I took advantage of that. Um, like I said, I'm very confident, so I never did really mind walking with my cane and stuff like that. So they would, they taught me how to do all of that. So I, successfully completed that program with him, but they were so slow, what I'm saying, and providing assistance. My ex-wife at the time, she was like, man, in order for me to grow, we're gonna have to move. And that's when we moved to Texas in 2011. So moving to Texas, I believe, here in Dallas, you're able to get more help. So not only did I get the independent living again here with the same, DARS program, but they
Yeah.
also, took me to I went to Chris Cole back in Austin.
Oh yeah.
Did that, bumped into a couple few other people. The first time I ever seen somebody else blind like myself. Um,
Real,
and it was
real.
like, wow, y'all up in here doing all of this, you know what I'm saying? Like they was doing all type of stuff with music and everything. So
Hmm.
it really just intrigued me to say, man, you know what? If they still moving and doing what they doing, I'm finna take a hold of it. So, he started telling me about, career paths and things that you can take. But I still had a drive to move for myself, you
Yeah.
know.
The
So
hustle
I
mentality.
yeah, man. So to be honest with you, I got real good with computers. So I, got my typing speed up. I learned how to do Braille. They told me I couldn't learn Braille. They said it take 2 years to learn Braille. I learned it in 3 months.
Man,
You
say.
know,
That's what I
so
love to hear.
it's like, man, you just got, you gotta be determined when stuff like that, when you down, like that, man, you can't, ain't nobody gonna ever give you nothing. You gotta go get it yourself. So I was just determined to be able to still do something myself, man, and continue to progress. So I
Mm,
got real good with computers, linked up with the Hilton Worldwide. I did that for about 7 years. Um, I helped them with their new database, program and stuff like that.
yeah.
Uh, and then I just, just kept moving until I finally, met my wife, married her, and her skill was that she a formulator and a chemist. So that just opened my. She was telling me like, oh well, you got to deal with ounces and kilos and pounds, and I said, oh, you talking my language.
Yeah,
You
we know
know
that talk. We know that talk, but hey,
what
definitely understand that for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So that's how I got into the products, man. I tried to, condense that for you, but so, that's how I really got into, selling products because she had a gift. I mean, she has a true
I
gift, man. When you got
teamwork make
acne
the dream
problems,
work, baby.
yes,
What?
sir. You ain't lying, man.
I love to
So
hear it.
she can make the product, I can sell it. Let's get it,
Yeah, real talk. Like, hey, that was match made right there, boy. Like already a natural hustler, then talking about team up with your beautiful wife, and she got that knowledge of just creating this, and so that that's why I say when I seen y'all with that table and then see. I love y'all product. Like I what like the soap and everything. I was like, hey man, they got it. They got it for real, for real. But I just
Yeah,
just to touch back though, like I think I feel where you coming from, like, a man coming from the street and then you come into this blind community and then you see like boys is out here like, okay, like
man. Yeah,
what? Like I heard
yeah,
it's some
yeah,
similarities out here. Like, okay, yeah. But
yeah.
but then then we gotta change ourselves, like, because it's now the street cool, but it's like
Right.
it becomes a little different. It becomes a little more hassle or whatnot to deal with out
Oh
there.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, yeah, ain't lying, man. I'm talking about so you had, for myself, I had to humble myself. That was the first thing, humble myself and being able to recognize that, now that life has changed, I have to
Mm,
change as a man,
mm,
and then I mean at the same time, it's crazy because I had to my ex-wife moving to Texas, she decided to go back to the street, so she ended up on, drugs and stuff like that. But
yeah.
that took me to now have to raise three boys on my own. So let's just say from 2024 to 36, I raised
Mm,
my boys on my own.
man,
You know what I'm saying?
man.
So, and at the same time, still trying to, I work two jobs. I know what it's like to be a mama and a daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it took those different qualities that had to jump inside of me that I had to better myself. You know what I'm saying? I had to make sure that I, hug on my boys, tell them I love them, tell them like mama told me, boy, you fine. You know what I'm saying? Go on, get out there and be smart, be intelligent, make something of yourself. You know what I'm saying? But I always had a plan for them as a man. You know what I'm saying? Once they start
Well,
hitting them teenage years, and really having those tough conversations with
yeah,
puberty and
yeah.
girls and gangs and guns, you know what I'm saying? And just being able to deal with the police, you know what I'm
Mm,
saying? How to
that's
work
still.
that angle, So I try my best to be a good father at the end of the day. So I change. I still use those analogies that I learned from experience in the streets, to be able to still navigate in this world now, you know what I'm saying, when it's different for me.
Talk real talk. And see, that's incredible, Doc, because not only that you are, changing and adapting for yourself as well, but you still doing this for to lead your boys and be there for your family. And that's man, that's to put on it's like you're putting on both boots at the same time. You know what I'm talking about? You just
Yeah.
gotta step into it and keep on moving with it. Like,
Yeah.
hey, man, and that's
Yeah.
big salute, bro. Cause dealing with that journey, opting into that mindset and still having the family man, like how was you balancing all of that? Like how was that going for you?
Man, you know what? I tell anybody, man, really stick to the old heads, you know.
Mm.
Find you some
Hmm.
old heads that really been there, really done that, you know, 'cause they'll tell you, you know, one foot at a time, one step at a time. You can't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow gonna have his own badness. So you just gotta worry about today, what you can take care of and what you can control. So, I kept that mindset to say, all right, we got through the day, let's make it through the next one. You know what I'm saying? So it was hard, don't get me wrong, because, you know, man, the whole dating scene was crazy. You know what I'm saying? The whole dating scene was
Right,
crazy because
word.
it's like, man, now I gotta, if I do end up dating, I'm dating to find a good supportive wife. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be able to still give me dignity as a man and be a great mother to my children, and then how we can support her and whatever her endeavors are. You know what I'm saying? How do
Real
we
talk.
move as a team? So man, yes, it's a journey. It really is a journey, man.
Real
But
talk, real
like
talk.
one day at a time, though, that's really all you can do. That's the honest to
Man.
God truth, man, for real.
Man, that's beautifully said, man. I be trying to tell people like, man, them old schools, man, they been here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, and even if like, you don't necessarily, because we don't be listening sometimes, but just hear them, man. Sometimes you run into the moments like, damn, you know what? Old school,
yeah,
man, old school hit me up to this. Like, your eyes is
yeah.
already open to some situations. You know what I'm saying? Man,
Man, you ain't lying, Joe. You ain't lying.
real talk, real talk.
Man,
Hey, see
yeah.
that funny you bring up the dating thing, man. Because I was gonna ask about that. So like, you know what I'm saying? You got the boys,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, going through the changing of the site and whatnot. And like like for me, like growing up, like it used to be like, man, making a little eye contact with the females, or what I'm saying, kind of the presence. You can kind of, see the body language or whatnot. So you no longer have access to all that, right? And you're a
right.
family man. So like
Yeah.
how would you navigate new roads, like for some of our future blinds, like they don't, for them not to understand, like how you was out there getting it, man? What would you suggest?
Man, you know what, man? For real, for real. It it ain't the game don't change. Be
Hmm.
comfortable who you are. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? If you want to sighted or blind, it don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Like if she blind or if she sighted, man, be confident of who you are. You know what I'm saying? And that in itself is it's a magnet. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's going it's going
Yeah.
it's going to breed positive energy. So, if I wanted something when I was sighted, I went and got it. I
Yeah.
did. I move the same way, even being blind. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, my wife is fully sighted. You know what I'm saying? But I said, man, little mama, I can't see you, but I can touch you. Let me see them hands. You know what I'm saying? Don't make me Ray Charles you up in here. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Throw a little,
Yeah.
throw a little joke
Yeah.
in there. You know
Putting a
what
little
I'm saying?
smile on her face.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Just be yourself. Be yourself. Don't never try to be nobody else. You know, and sometimes, like the biggest thing I have learned is trust. Like you know, if you honestly are not feeling it, walk away from it. It ain't good from you, you know. But that's one thing in the dough, I really didn't have to worry about with my wife because we have similar backgrounds, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Same, same religious goals, same financial goals. My wife never had kids. You know what I'm saying? So she just embraced my kids and made them become her own. So she understood the role she was getting into, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But all of these conversations was talked about in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? We ain't just jump into it and just say, all right, let's make it happen.
Just
We
because you wanted something.
You
That's what
know
I'm
what I'm
talking about.
saying?
Yeah,
I had to sit
yeah.
down and have these conversations because you got to understand, I move differently than a
Hmm.
regular man. I say I can't drive a car, but I can make you look good in one. You
Hmm.
know what I'm talking about?
Hmm.
I probably can't, do a lot of whole other things, but I'll show you how we can adapt. You know what I'm saying?
Real
So,
talk.
you know, she was willing. My wife, she love about me, man, that she don't even think I'm lying. You know, she don't
I
even think
love it
I'm
that you said
lying.
that,
Just
boy. I love it. I love it. Real talk.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah, man, just how we move. So anybody out there looking in that dating world, I just tell them be confident who you are. You know what I'm saying? Never belittle yourself and know your own worth.
Real talk. I love that you say that, man, because it's having that conversation, man, and knowing yourself and knowing what you want, you know what I'm talking about, and just like not settling. Because I feel like a lot of our community, especially men, like, they I feel like a lot of men kind of get into the community like, damn, I'm blind. I'm kind of less than, oh, Shawty want to talk to me. Okay, I'm gonna take Shawty, like, because it's like, bro,
Yeah,
it's cool that you getting attention, but y'all might just meant to be friends, bro. Like, you know what I'm
for
saying? Like,
real,
vet it out,
for
like,
real.
talk about it. You know what I'm talking about? And like you said, if you don't feel it, man, if you don't get that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That vibe, you
as
know what I'm
men, man,
saying?
we
Like we
we
need
know,
some good
man.
vibes. Yeah,
Real talk. If you don't feel that, bro, then like, nah, don't
well,
waste the time, baby. You wasting her time, yours. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You really ain't falling into, like the whole emotion scene type of
yeah,
jazz. Real, real.
yeah. You ain't lying, man. That's the truth, for real,
Man,
man.
blessings indeed. So and so your story, man, you've been a businessman mindset just pretty much majority of your life, you know what I'm talking about. And then,
Yeah.
you go through the different vision and impairment stages and whatnot, then you become a family man. But how the business jump back out there? Because we hear
Oh
about the lovely
man.
wife, man, and like
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
can't wait to hear about this story, man.
Oh man. So at the time when me and my wife decided to go ahead and take Ladybug Citrus products, she had $1 million friend
Mm,
that she was actually, already, doing products for and helping and supporting. And so me and him got cool. He became my mentor, you know what I'm saying? So he would tell me, different things. I would shoot different ideas out there to him, you know. He didn't mind the competition because he knew I was, I ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying, to
yeah,
him. So but see, I had a different avenue. I had a different angle to the game. You always try to think ahead and think better, you know what I'm saying? So
mm,
I knew that if I'm gonna jump into, you know, the the commercial business, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying, and
yeah.
selling different products, it's thousands of women, thousands of people out there selling those same different products. You know what I'm saying? What kind of angle was I gonna bring to the game? What kind of targeted audience was I gonna bring to the game? And that's what he was teaching me. Know your audience, know who you're trying to go and get and what you're trying to go and gather. And so, what's gonna keep you afloat mainstream, and then what you can pick up along the way. You know what I'm saying? So
Real talk,
you
real
just you
talk.
just really had to focus on those areas, and then I bumped into another $1 million man. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
so it's like I started learning that those dudes end up moving around. You know what I'm saying? Moving together, they moving the same pace. So
Yeah.
I'm just brainstorming with both of them. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they became the old heads, you know what I'm saying, for me at that
Real
point.
talk.
So
Yeah.
like I said, I humbled myself. I started listening. We actually developed the first um mobile store in the DFW area. You know what I'm saying? So
Hard.
not only was I targeting different, apartment complexes or just, different, businesses and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I utilized my surroundings, you know what I'm saying? My
Yeah.
boys 17, 18. I had them boys driving the trailer, you know what I'm saying, driving the moving, you know what I'm saying, moving store, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Just working as a family, working as a unit, and we did that. But see, my mainstream of what I targeted myself was federal government contracts. Nobody talk about the state, the state penitentiary or the federal penitentiary, and they got those
Mm.
things right here in Texas. So I
Oh
said,
yeah, oh
bet.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let me go and navigate there. You know what I'm saying? That can keep a
Word.
flow. So you gotta figure out what works for you. And don't see these are the different ideas, you know what I'm saying, that was thrown my way and said, okay, utilize it, get up in there, do whatever you have to do to get up in there. And then we started doing meet and greets with big up to K104, Didi in the morning. You know what I'm saying? We got a chance to chop it up with
Hey,
her,
big
take
ups,
pictures with
hard,
her.
hard.
The Black Chamber of Commerce, you know what I'm saying? We got a chance
Yeah.
to, talk with them. So, we just started moving in a direction that was, you got to put yourself out there and you can't be afraid. You know what I'm saying? So what, you
Mm,
blind? You know what I'm saying?
I
Somebody
love
got
it.
all type of products. Everybody insecure in some kind of way about something. You
Yes,
know what I'm
sir.
saying?
Yes,
So
sir.
in that sense, it makes them disabled. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's like take that advantage, man. Make it work for you. You know what I'm saying? If you can't see, man, that's all good. Don't worry about it. Whatever you're good at, it's gonna make sure that people see you.
Hmm. Boy, I love that energy, and I love the way you said that, man. Because it's like that's what we do this for, you know. I'm talking about like eat this podcast, everything that we do is hey, so what we blind, man. We still got the mental capability, you know what I'm saying, that dedication to get out there and hey, we can be successful, man. That doesn't stop anything. Being
Yeah,
blind does
for
not stop the show.
real.
Not at
It
all,
don't.
man. It don't
It
stop the
don't.
show. And I love how, you know what I'm saying, you was blessed with like-minded individuals around you, and you know what I'm saying, you opened your ears and you listen, you know what I'm saying, and you modify that into your way. Most of the time, people will get advice like, oh, go find a blind entrepreneur, and you know what I'm saying, and just kind of, and that's cool. That's cool to have those type of mentors where you can relate to, but sometimes always it's not always necessary, man. You just get blessed with people around you that Father wants you to have, and you gotta pay attention to it. And
Oh
listening to your
yeah.
story, like you paid attention to the
Yeah.
individual that was blessed to be around you, and now you done progressed to your own. You know what I'm talking about? You always been a king, but like your kingdom done jumped up even further. You feel me? Like that's
Yes,
that's hard
sir.
to me. That's hard
Yes,
to me,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir. Man, you had a couple other few people on the podcast, man, rapping and singing. They doing their thing, and that's one thing I heard them say too. That I was like, okay, I can relate to that. You know what I'm saying? They know that you're gonna have to have some sighted people in your life. You know what I'm saying? You can't have just straight blind people because you feel like since they blind, I'm blind. They're the only people I can trust. You know what I'm saying? You gotta trust somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But you know, people always say, and this is a true statement. Still keep your circle small. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Still keep your
yeah.
circle small. Everybody not your friend. Everybody ain't got good motives. So you gotta learn. You gotta learn. You gotta learn how to let go. Just keep moving.
Real talk, and that's beautifully said. Because like everybody ain't meant to go to the next chapter. You know what I'm saying? It's a season and a reason, and you know what I'm saying? And I love that you
Yeah.
said that. Like keep that circle small, because like not everybody has your best interest, or
Yeah.
really really proud of the move that you're doing. Some people can get that green eye, and have that
Oh
be
yeah.
envy, and it's like what I'm saying, now they really kind of praying on your downfall, or what
Yeah.
I'm saying, waiting for the slipper.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
man. Yeah, man. It's
Oh
just
yeah.
being honest with ourselves, and like, what I'm saying, and shit, the people around us, what I'm saying, and paying attention to that, man. Like beautiful, man. Blessings indeed. So
I
the bit
appreciate it.
the business really been rocking since what? Like what?
Man, 2019, man.
Yeah, I was about to say
2019.
2019. No.
October 2019 is when we started, and then the pandemic, hit. Um, Now we just evolved. You know what I'm saying? We evolved. So we still got the mobile store, that's still moving around in a different area, but we actually we upgraded it now, you know what I'm saying, where it's a store inside, but it's also a barber shop and a hair salon. You know what I'm saying? My daughter doing hair out of there, you know what I'm saying, my
Look at
son
that.
cutting hair. So like I said, anybody, I still try to help my circle still grow to their capacity and to what they want to do, and then we just took, LEP, we just grew it to something different because I actually bumped into two other. Now these guys not millionaires, you know what I'm saying? But they do got thousands of dollars and they can take trips when they want to, you know what I'm saying? So they
Yeah,
taught me about, you know, investing, saying,
yeah,
investing in real estate, investing in property, you know what I'm saying? So I got one guy, who I've been, talking to already. So we've actually grew to it's called Inherit Homes LLC. So we became an LLC for Inherit Homes. We buy property, we fix it up, we sell it, you know what I'm saying? Or, say we give the Airbnb, opportunity. So I still wanted to be able to make money, you know what I'm saying, but being able to provide a home for somebody to call it a home, and that way you can
yeah,
inherit somebody, somebody else's home. So, it's just being able to say to yourself, what can I do as I grow, as I get older, what I'm saying, what's going to be able to help my family grow. So I got my kids, what I'm saying, they taking care of LEP, with the product still, moving with the, trailer still moving and they clientele growing, what I'm saying? So I just had to
real
move to
talk.
something different, what I'm saying? And just, continue to evolve, man. Continue to try to make myself better.
Man, and that's hard. Like as a what I'm saying, a man, you leading your family, you creating and providing these opportunities for your family to even get involved with the business and what I'm saying, progress themselves and become successful. Like I tell you, about that's boy hard, bro. I
We got
like
to, man. We
I'm
got
just
to,
hey
man.
man, and
Got to.
I'm loving that listeners get to hear this type of story. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't quit, bro. Like whatever it was put in front of you, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, advanced glaucoma. Hey, I'm still me. We still out here. Here with
Yeah.
the BB gun. Like, hey, I'm going through it. I don't feel, but hey, blessings, you know what I'm saying? The support system brought you back up, you know what I'm saying? And just like you done grinded and done been like that statue for your family, man. Is like this what boys need to see and understand. Like, don't matter because you're blind, bro. Like, you still a man and you can still be
Yeah.
that man and do for
Yeah.
your family and provide and
Yeah.
have, you know what I'm talking about? Like, and what it sounds like your family allows for you to be the man of the family and you know what I'm saying? And talk about that. Like, how that feel for
Man.
you, my man?
Man, it's you know what? I can't praise my wife, you know what I'm saying, even more for her, man, but I love her to death, you know what I'm saying? She really subjected herself under me, allowed me to be the man, you know what I'm saying,
Mm,
and give me my dignity, always, coming to me for the last decision. If I'm right or wrong, she try to support it, try to follow through with it, and honestly, man, that's a valuable treasure that I can, hold dear to.
mm,
My boys, my daughter, loving them to death, man. They always support me, always help me out, and everything. So, for them as they continue to grow, I stay in their ear, stay on top of them, you know what I'm saying?
mm.
But they humble, you know what I'm saying? And they listening. So, I feel like as long as I can keep that communication going with them, we can still keep rock with each other, then I'm still gonna be there when they, have children of their own. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be able to be grandpapa. So that's a different stage that I'm waiting on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Real talk,
you,
yeah,
you, you can't do that, but just acknowledge growth. You know what I'm saying? They
yeah.
gonna grow with their own businesses, with their own ideas, and what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? And then I just transition myself into they old head, you know what I'm saying,
Mm,
and they kids. So just, always keeping ourselves 10 toes down, as they say, right? You know
right,
what I'm saying?
so
That we just, man, we just continue to grow. So I really value and treasure my support team, you know what I'm saying? My mama, my brothers, I got a baby boy too, man. Donovan, love him to death, you know what I'm saying? So, it, man, just constantly keeping family close to you, you know. and just be that pillar for your family. Understand that you're a man, like you said, and you do have uh, what I'm trying to say, man. Like you become a fountain. You
Yeah.
become a fountain from your family to drink from. You know what I'm
Yes, sir.
saying?
Yes,
So
sir.
keep
And
it
I can
moving.
definitely tell, like, even the small encounters that we have had with each other, like the one time with your son,
Yeah.
his approach, his energy, I was just like, you know what, young man, I normally tell a young man like I'm good, I got it,
Yeah.
but he was so like the mannerism, like his verbiage. I was like, man, yeah, man, I definitely would like some assistance from you, my guy, because I can tell like you out, what I'm saying, outstanding, just like you can tell like his shoulders was up, he was confident, like
Yeah.
you feel that type of energy when somebody approach you and in the right way. You feel me? And I
Right.
can tell what you put into your boy. So it's like, yeah, that's beautiful to hear, my man. Like lead by that example, and you can tell that your kids definitely listen to you. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Like
That's for
that.
sure. They
That's
do.
that's the hardest thing right there. And so it's like, man,
Hey.
they already know, like seeing they dad done went through it and it's like, hey man, he out here doing this, so I can't we out here gotta get it, baby. Like
Oh
you know
yeah.
what I'm talking
Oh
about?
yeah.
Can't
Look,
do
they
nothing
can't.
less.
Can't do nothing less unless they want the alternative. Well, you want to see what it's like? Well, I can show you what the streets like on out.
Yeah,
You
real
don't listen
talk.
to me, you gonna learn the hard way. You know what I'm saying? But it is bumps and bruises on the way. You know what I'm saying?
For
I
sure.
can't say that we haven't been hit. You know what I'm saying, with different things, but we just keep it moving, man. There's nothing you can do about it. Just keep it
Mhm.
moving. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we're gonna expect those things. So help them to understand disappointments. Understand and help, those disappointments gonna help you with growth because you're still gonna learn something through it.
Real talk.
So, you know, hey man, I'm just a family man trying to do what I can, you know what I'm saying, and just keep it moving.
Boy, it's like you knew my last question, man. It's like, man, what a way to go out on that. Cause that's why I was gonna ask like for a gym or something. But bro, like what you just said right there is that's man,
Yeah.
beautiful, dog. That's what they need to hear. Like, don't matter what, bro. Like, it's not gonna always gonna be pretty. And I think that's what people fail to realize. Like, they see people successful, what I'm saying, at they high mark or they highlight, and it's like, oh
Yeah.
man, like, oh they got it right now. It's like, bro, trust me, they went through ugly stages. Like
Oh
everyone
yeah.
go through the ugly stages, but it's about the
Yep.
dedication, keeping that mindset, baby.
Oh yeah. Hey, big up to the security booth though, man. Y'all been talking about doing big, great things, man. BPN, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just so elated to see, you know what I'm saying, how you working together with your family and what you doing. So anytime, anywhere I can support, I'm always here. Y'all always got my support, man. It ain't nothing but love. So, real man, big ups. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I hope a lot of people chime in to anything that you're doing, man, to continue to help you be successful.
I likewise, my brother. Big ups to you and your family and all the success, bro. And I'm definitely, I know somebody gonna gain something from listening to this episode. Like, big salute, bro. Like real talk, and keep it moving, baby. All day, all love.
Round table talking.